Will Maher just challenge Charlie Kirk with his toughest question yet?
If a prime mover could do that, why don't skip all the suffering and why don't you just get us to where we're the perfect thing?
But Charlie Kirk's response left him completely speechless. What Kirk revealed about God's existence will blow your mind and silence every skeptic.
How do you think society best determines what is good?
That's a great question. I mean, isn't that what government is always wrestling with? What makes society good?
So how did all of this unfold? That's exactly what we're breaking down right now. So if you're tired of seeing your faith attacked without solid answers, hit that subscribe button and let's jump into it.
I appreciate you saying that.
No, I mean, Bill, have you seen me go to college campuses? There's nothing that
right,
can
but you understand my question, right?
Interestingly, ironically, I have the same struggle. I don't know how somebody as intelligent as you, and I'm not trying to offend you,
cannot believe in a virgin birth?
Time out, hold on. All of that takes faith, I acknowledge, but that all of the fine-tuning of our universe, if any of those fine-tunings were off, a famous scientist...
Some of them are off.
A famous scientist said, to believe that the universe and the earth in its current composition was an act of randomness would believe that a hurricane would go through a junkyard and assemble a 737 flight-ready Boeing.
He's wrong.
Okay, that's fine, but there are so many fine-tuning aspects to our existence that I think defy the idea that this is all randomness and all chance. Now,
you know that's not logical. You're saying because I don't know the answer, I'm going to assume the answer must be that a divine intervention did it. That's not really a scientific way of looking at it.
The teleological view, not the cosmological view, is that all of these fine-tunings, when layered up one after the other, it defies, I think, reason to think that this is just a roll of the dice.
Okay, I mean, it is really funny how Maher claims the universe is just random chance. But think about it. The way everything is set up, from gravity to the tiniest building blocks of life, it all has to be just right. Even if one thing was off, we wouldn't even exist. To me, that doesn't seem random, but it screams intentionality in every perspective you view it. As Romans 1:20 declares, "For since the creation of the world, God's invisible qualities, his eternal power and divine nature have been clearly seen, being understood from what has been made, so that people are without excuse." And when you take a closer look at nature, you will see the hands of God in all things. Imagine walking onto a runway and seeing a fully built Boeing 737. Would you honestly say, yeah, that just came together by accident? Of course you wouldn't. Yet atheists expect us to believe the far greater complexity of the universe just somehow happened. Even many scientists admit it looks designed. But wait until you see what happens next.
Why don't skip all the suffering and why don't you just get us to where we're the perfect thing? Why you need things, I don't know, but okay, the perfect being right away. We're somehow on this journey to being, completely immortal and healthy, I guess, and completely moral and don't f each other up and don't have sex with children and all the bad things we do.
All the evil of our world.
Yeah,
right.
All the evil. And the Holocaust, and why go through all that if you are a prime mover? I assume that means you can do anything, and just get us right to the end, and then we can just, why? Just a bunch of us walking around being perfect? I mean, why is that interesting to a God? The whole thing just don't make sense.
Whoa, okay, let's hold on for a moment. At one point, you and I may have thought about that. But here's what Maher misses, and what many atheists struggle with. If there's no God, then concepts like evil, suffering, and injustice, they become meaningless. They're just chemical reactions in our brains with no objective reality. But Maher clearly believes that the Holocaust was truly evil, that child abuse is objectively wrong. The very fact that we recognize evil as evil actually proves that there's a moral standard above us. Without God, Maher has no grounds to call anything truly evil. His moral outrage actually supports God's existence. As Dostoevsky famously wrote, if God does not exist, everything is permitted. Maher's own conscience portrays his worldview. But let's see how Kirk exposes the contradictions in atheism.
Nomer about atheism is that we say, oh, there's no God. No, we just say we don't know. As Richard Dawkins always says, there's theism, which is belief in gods. And they used to believe in many, and then it got to one, and we just believe in one less. So there's just not.
How would you differentiate that from agnosticism?
There isn't.
Okay.
That's another thing that's bullshit.
No, I don't. I'm just asking a good faith question.
No, I think a lot of atheists think that. A lot of people on my team with this, they have that view that, don't split hairs with the atheists and the agnostics. It's like, we're on some part of, I don't know, and I'll never know, so I really don't think about it a lot. I don't get up for church. I try to be a good person because I just think intrinsically it's good for society. It's good for me to be a good person as much as I can. And I don't need the threat of the pitchfork in the ass to do it.
Did you notice what Bill Maher does here? On one hand, he says atheists just don't know. And then, in the very next breath, he's absolutely confident that there's no divine explanation for existence. That's not intellectual honesty, but faith in naturalism. Hebrews 11:1 actually defines faith as confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see. And that's exactly what's happening here. Science tells us that the universe had a beginning, but what caused that beginning? Science can't answer that. Atheists take it on faith that natural processes somehow created everything from nothing. And that idea actually goes against the very laws of physics. The first law of thermodynamics says energy can't be created or destroyed, yet atheists believe it created itself. As Christians, we are at least honest. We admit that we're taking a faith position. Maher just hides his faith behind the word science. And the irony is that the worldview actually requires more blind faith than Christianity ever has. Now here is where it all sums up.
How do you think society best determines what is good?
That's a great question. I mean, isn't that what government is always wrestling with? What makes society good?
Do you think, even as an atheist, the Ten Commandments, the right side of the Ten Commandments is a good place to start?
The right side.
Well, because the left side, I think you'd have a big problem, right?
I have a problem with 8 of the 10 because only 2 of them are laws.
You got a problem with 8 of the 10?
2 of them are laws. Only 2.
What do you mean?
Don't kill.
And don't steal. Okay.
And don't steal.
Sure.
This idea that God is this.
But you're good with those 2.
The first 4 are just jealous God shit. Oh.
No, I mean honoring the Sabbath.
A week is even better. The Sabbath. No, I mean the Sabbath
but
is
slowing down and saying that we're not going to toil for a day.
But why would you need a religion to get to that? Why would you need a religion to, hey, let's not kill each other and take a day off? I don't need a threat or a carrot for that. It's just so intrinsic. It sort of reminds me of the beginning of the Declaration of Independence.
If it's intrinsic, then why is it that a lot of countries that don't have Christianity struggle to come to these realizations?
I really can't understand why he cherry picks what part of the commandment to believe, but here's my big question to you. Which one of the 10 laws is relevant to our moral code today? For real, if we are true to ourselves, you can't dispute the fact that God's commands are the foundation which the laws of several functioning societies are built upon. You literally won't find any place in the world where stealing or killing is right. And when you check all the laws in Exodus 20, you won't find any that aren't beneficial to us today. It just proves that these commandments aren't random, but they are the foundation of morality and justice. And like Kirk said, if these values were really intrinsic, then everyone would just willfully uphold them. Maher may have thought he was debunking faith, but in reality, his arguments actually proved why it makes the most sense. So, if this made you think, hit like, drop a comment, and subscribe to Faith Frontline.